Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Banished. So, in the last episode we had a very humble start here and we were already able to build some buildings here. So we were able to construct a bitty shed right here, a very small storage location where we can store some herbs, some food as well as some stone. So that tied us over for the time being. We also have a small stockpile right here in order for us to be constructing buildings. We have a Celtic chopper that can help us make some firewood, a very crucial resource, and we were also able to construct a Celtic workshop right here. And this workshop will produce some very primitive tools for us, but they were necessary because we started this game without anything, so that's very good. And of course we also built them a house and a child was born. So that's a humble start, but a good one. So now that we want to at least expand our city instead of merely surviving here, I think it's about time that we look to build more buildings here that can serve our population. So let's have a quick look at the top left here. So we were able to gather some logs, but we had to do that manually. And I'd like to have a building for that also. We do have a Celtic chopper for our firewood. We are still collecting food by hand, so we might want to look into that as well. Stone, of course, too, but that's going to be for a little later. And the same goes for the minerals and ores here. Now, the medicine, we already have some medicine, but we do need to have a herbalist up for that as well, so we can keep our health up, because health is going to be very important for the birth rate of our citizens. And iron, yeah, that's going to be very important too, but for later. We already have a Celtic workshop where we can build some tools, of course, and clothing. Yeah, that's also something we're definitely going to have to look at. So let's look around here. We have the game paused here, so let's start planning a bit. So, similar to what we did in episode 1, just for our survival here, we can do the same thing for all the other resources as well. So let's try to look for a good spot for a building that's going to be producing logs for us. But before we do that, let's focus on how we're going to lay out our town here. Now we will be placing down some buildings that we won't necessarily build right away, but being that this is of course a very small patch of land here, this is not going to serve us for the long run here. So we do want to be expanding a whole lot in both directions here. And before we do that, let's see how we're going to do that. So let's go here. Let's go to the storage markets and trade, and let's look for a market building right here. And let's pick up this central market here. It's quite big, so that's going to serve us for a long time. And we have a mountain right here, on which hopefully we'll be able to place some mines here. So let's build this central market in a place that it's not going to be in the way of that building right there. Oh, there's something in the way right there. Now this is not necessarily going to be the final spot right there, but this should do. Let's actually grab this hill here, because it's kind of in the way. So let's remove it. So let's go to the removal and destruction tools right here, and pick up this flat power tool right there. And let's try to get rid of this small little hump here. And let's remove it right there. Let's actually do it like this. So it's going to cost us some resources here. It will delete all the resources that were in its place. But I'm thinking proper building placement is going to be a little bit more important. We have plenty of resources all around the map here. So let's go back to our market here. Right there. And let's see, so if the mountain's going to be just at the edge of that circle, that's going to be perfect here. So let's do do something like this. It's going to be just out of the sphere. Yeah, that looks nice. So let's pick this central market up right here. And it just barely touches the edges here. Just a little overlap right there, but it's not going to be too bad. And let's pause this central market. It's just for reference. We don't really need to build anything there right away. So our main population is going to be living in this circle right here. Now this mountain is going to be important because eventually we want to be placing mines on here. And those mines will give us a continuous stream of both coal as well as iron ore and iron itself. And while we're at it, well, we can see if we can place down any mines on there. And let's really plan for the future here. So let's go to resource production right here. And go to the mining and quarry section. And let's see here, we have a mine. And we have a village mine right there. Up to 12 miners can be employed in a village mine. But a lot more can work in a bigger mine here. So let's see if we can place down just on the edge of this. And it seems, yes, oh, that's real good. Let's see what our options are. Right there, maybe? Yeah, let's build it right there. Pause it. Of course, there's no need for that right away. We need our focus somewhere else. Let's see if we can build two mines side by side here. Not like that. Maybe like so. Doesn't seem like it. We can build it here though, but it's going to be a little bit far removed from the sphere right here. And I want to keep this real estate open, if at all possible here. Maybe we can build a village mine. That's much smaller. That's good. And we can. Oh, that's great. So let's place it right there. So now we have one mine where we can start producing iron and iron ore. The choice is ours. And a smaller village mine right here for any coal that we eventually want to mine. So that's good. And let's see here. So now that we have our central market right here, let's look for a nice place for a building that's gonna bring us some logs right there. So let's go to the log foresters and grab ourselves a forester's lodge right there. So yeah, that's gonna be a good spot right there. A little bit of overlap with the water right here, but that's not necessarily real bad. So let's build you right there. It's also close to our existing buildings right here, so that's good. We might be able to build another forester right here, although that seems kind of small, but that's okay. And it seems, yeah, we have a bit of room right here. And it's actually going to be next to this large river here, so I do want to be careful with that. Let's have a look at that other body of water here. So yeah, it's pretty big, but it doesn't seem to have a connection to the main river. And the reason that I'm mentioning this is that the main river attracts traders that we eventually want to do business with. So that's going to be on this side of the island here. Or at least this shoreline. That means that we can use this shoreline for food production here. So that's great. So yeah, we have our forester's lodge right here. They'll be able to produce logs for us. Some firewood can still be produced in our Celtic chopper right here, so let's forgo on that right now, although I do want to be upgrading that as soon as possible. But we'll get to that at a later point. And let's see, what can we do here in terms of food? So we have plenty of options here, so let's look. Now, being that we are so close to the shoreline here, we could opt for a food-producing building on the shoreline instead of going for a land option right here. But we can do both. But let's try to change things up a little bit here. Yeah, we might want to draw a road to here. Get a few buildings right there. So let's grab a road first. So let's go to roads and bridges right here. And we have grass roads. Let's see here. We have dirt roads, stone roads, dirt and gravel roads. Ooh, I like gravel roads. Dirt roads. Fast travel. Okay. Fast travel. Okay. That sounds interesting. But let's go for the gravel roads instead. So let's see here. This is going to be... Let's have a closer look here. So this is going to be 12, right? And I'm thinking I want to go for 18 by 18 here. So that's going to be 14, 16, 18. If my math is correct. Yes, sir. That's going to be 3. Okay. So let's do it like so. That might have been a little too far, so let's do it like this. That looks nice. Draw a road around that central market that we just placed down. Ooh, these roads seem a little bit of a lighter color here. I like that. That's nice. Now let's start working our way to the shoreline right there. Like so. Now we do have to be careful with placing these roads, because they're gonna take up a lot of time from our builder right there. But that's gonna be fine. So let's see here. Can we fit a nice food production building right here? So let's go to food production. And let's see. Crops and orchards. It's very nice. But I'm thinking that's gonna be a little premature here. Pastures, that's also going to be a little premature. A whole range of fishing options. That is nice. So we could opt for a fishing dock. But I'm thinking that we have so few citizens, we might want to go for something that's really, really efficient here. Let's see, gatherer's hut. Yeah, that's also going to be very good. Some hunting. We could also go for a hunting blind. It's going to be a great start. Only 25 logs and some reeds. I do believe we have the option to collect some reeds right here, right? Yes. Are there any reeds close by? No, not really. Nothing inland either. So yeah, we do want to look for a place to get a shore house, so we can collect reeds. So let's build both of those. That should do. So let's go to the resource production here. Let's look for that shore house right there. It's right here. Sand and clay. Shore house. That's what we're looking for here. A shore house is where sand and clay can be dug up for further processing at the glassworks. Seems as though they don't really have any options for reeds anymore. Renewable resources, it's probably not the way to go. A lot of new options here. So let's check all of them. Clay pit, shore house. Frogs and turtles can be found. So they do have frogs and turtles, but they do not seem to have any reeds. That's interesting. Sand pit and a clay pit, yeah. Mines and quarries. It's also not what we're going to be looking for. Those trees, stone shack, iron ore. Mines and quarries. Let's check these out. Silkworm hut, no. What did it say? Domesticated animals, also no. Okay. A gatherer of flags, that would be nice too, so we can start producing some clothing. But let's see here. We could try to see if this... Well, it's not going to be the sand pit. So this is a shore house, and this one too. Now, in the Colonial Charter mod, it was also able to collect some reeds. But it doesn't show up here, so let's see if that holds true here. Hopefully we'll be able to fit one right there. Okay, that's nice. So let's do that right away. So let's draw a second road here, just to make sure it's not going to be in the way. Dirt gravel roads, that's nice. Let's draw 18 right there. It's going to be a nice square for us. Let's go here. Sand and clay production. Let's go for the standard one right here. That's going to be the road, and hopefully it'll fit. And it does. And let's see if we can produce some reeds in here. It doesn't show it in the description box right there, but hopefully it can. If not, we've learned something. Gatherer's hut. Acorns, tiny gatherer. Roots and berries. Wild foods. Yeah. No reeds anywhere. Maybe here? Fishing pond? No. Doesn't seem like it. So let's take a risk here. Let's hope that this shore house will be able to do it. And of course, let's go for our hunting blind right here. Right there. So that's gonna take care of our food problem, at least for the time being. Assuming we can build, or at least produce enough reeds to get there. And let's see here. So we have our forester's lodge here for our logs. We can still create firewood, but we do wanna work towards a building that's gonna be a little bit more efficient here. So let's continue with the road work here. Go back to our gravel road. Helped us out a lot. So 18. Let's draw another road right there. 18. And let's go 18 here as well. And let's connect that road all the way there. Yeah, looks nice. Okay. So now that we have this block right here, that's gonna be just on the edge here. So let's look for a nice spot for our upgraded firewood production building. So we can go to the refined resources here, pick up the construction, and let's go for a sawmill here. And just the standard one will do for now. That's going to be a nice first upgrade. If that's going to be the road, let's place it right here. Now we can rotate the building using the R key, and we can change its style using the F key. So let's build our sawmill right there. Pause it, of course. So now that we are done with our planning for the logs, we have an upgraded building for the firewood here. We can start producing some food right here. Some stored stone right there, but we will be able to pick up more stone from the surface here. So let's forgo on that right now. And the same goes for the ores and minerals. I do want to be working towards having a health building right here. So if that's going to be our forester's lodge right here, let's actually connect that to the road so that it looks nice. Pick up this road, extend it just a tiny bit here. like so. Yep, that'll do. Now that that forester is properly connected to the road, let's also give it a little bit, just a tiny bit of a stockpile right next to it. It's going to help us produce the building, because it does have 10 obstructions currently in the way. And as soon as they chop down all these obstructions, they can place it here on the stockpile. And also, when this forester's lodge becomes operational, it'll start producing logs, which it can also place on the stockpile. So that's going to be very good here. Okay, so let's go back here. We want to be building a building that can produce medicine for us, and that's going to be our herbalist right here. So let's go to the town services here, and let's grab an herbalist right there. Just a standard one will do for now. And let's build that right across the street from our stockpile here. Right there. So yeah, already a lot of buildings in the queue here. And let's see, yeah, we can work off this Celtic workshop for now. And also some clothing. But I'm gonna need some materials in order to produce clothing. So let's forgo on the clothing just for now. Okay, so a lot of things we can work on here. Do we need to focus on something right away? So we still have some logs here. We are out of firewood, but they're currently producing that. So let's keep one person in the Celtic chopper. And we have 4 tools. Not too much though. But hopefully they'll start producing it sooner rather than later. So let's pick up this labor and let's pick up some food first, because we only have 70 and that's going to run out very quickly here. So let's start up the game and let's pick up some wild foods, as many as we can. Oh, that's going to be a lot of food. That's great. Right there. And as soon as you're done with that food, we might want to focus on the stockpile here. Still working on grabbing some stone right there. Good stuff. Let's keep an eye on that labor. Just working on the stockpile first. At least I thought he's gonna do that, but no. Change his mind. Now the stockpile shouldn't take too long. But as soon as he's done with that, let's continue grabbing some more food here before we actually start building any buildings. 70 food is not a lot, especially with 3 people. And see, yeah, we're finally able to build up just a tiny bit of an inventory on the firewood. That's the power of working with tools right there. That's great. But we're already running out of them. Stone tools are easy to produce, but they also break quite easily here. And actually, while we're at it, let's also build a census building right here. So let's go to 5x. Go to town services here. Let's look for a tiny census building here. Let's go for our trusty town arrival here. But for the time being, let's place it next to their home, right there. Pause it for now. Reserve of tools is low. We only have 1 tool left, so that's actually pretty scary here. So let's have this Celtic chopper stop working. We already have 76 firewood. That should do. Now let's have him work at the workshop here. Create some more tools for us. Right there, 276 food. That is looking much better. looking good. So, our child, let's see here. Can't really look for it, but our child is soon to be a laborer as well. And then they'll start their own family. So I might also want to think about adding just one more home here. So we'll have a place to live by himself, start his own family. So I have several options for that. We can either build a home close by here, or perhaps build another building right here. Because sooner or later we do want to have someone working at the Forester's Lodge here. And I'd rather have them work close by where they live. And the same goes for the Herbalist, of course. So let's actually build a home right here. And let's see here. Let's go back to the colonial charter homes. Those are also very nice. Let's go for a log cabin here. Right there. So yeah, a lot of planning this episode. But this is going to work out great. We're going to have to forego on the clothing for a while. But let's focus on the things that are most important right now. So stone is low, but we do have 15 tools, so that's excellent. We have 350 food. Yeah, that's great. So let's see here. Our child finally became a laborer, so let's give him a nice home to live in as well. Let's see, that home's going to be right there. And let's give that some priority. Give him a place to live right away. We're still at 4.5 hearts, only 4 stars though, so we might want to start doing some work in terms of making our citizens happier. 350, that's good. The logs are low, yeah, that's not so good. So our log cabin has 30 logs, so at least it can be built. So let's assign one builder right there. And let's have our other laborer continue collecting wild food for us. Right there. 22 tools, that should do. It's early winter though, so let's switch him back over to the firewood right now. 21 tools should tide us over. Right there. Let's hope this hose finishes soon. There we go. That's great. And let's also try to get our town arrival up as soon as we can. That's going to provide us with a lot of good information. So let's unassign that builder to be a laborer actually. I'd rather have him working collecting foods rather than building the roads, although that is helpful. I'm thinking that we're going to give food a little bit more priority. So yeah, things are looking pretty good right now. So let's see here, in Central Market, it's not going to be necessary for now. So let's close that window. So here we go. Our Celtic chopper finally ran out of logs. We still have 80 firewood, that's good. So let's unassign you. And let's have you grab a little bit more logs right here perhaps. That's going to be plenty. And once you're done with that, let's also pick up some stone here. Right there. Now a small tip here. If you're collecting stone, if you have the option to do so, I would recommend you pick up the stone in range of the Forester's Lodge here. Reason being is that if we look right here, as soon as the Forester starts working, it's going to cut down all the trees in its area of influence right there. And a tree can only grow in an open field here. So if there's a stone in the way, for instance these stones, if we do not remove them, trees cannot grow there. And also the Forester will not be able to plant any trees right there. So if you can, try to clear all the area around the Forester's Lodge of any debris, whether it be stone, iron ore or copper, so he can plant more trees and therefore be more efficient. because trees do need a little time to grow before they can be chopped down. It's best to give them as much room as we can. So let's see. Yeah, we still have 370 food. That's great. Firewood is also, well, could use a little bit of help here. We do not have enough logs, but they're chopping down trees, hopefully. And let's keep on collecting foods here. That's going to be very important. A laborer. They're all laborers at the time, so that's good. And let's see. Let's wait for that town arrival to be completed. And in the meantime, gather more food and also get more log here. That's going to be crucial. An herbalist right here, forester right there, and a sawmill right there. That's great. That's just great. 30 herbs, we still have 20 tools. So let's speed up to 10x here. And a new child was born. That's also great. And now that our town arrival has 20 logs, we can build it. So let's reassign a builder right there. And while we're at it, let's also check to see whether our shore house can actually make reeds here. So we can start automating our food production. I do not want to be relying on manual work. It's going to be very labor intensive for us. Too labor intensive, if you ask me. Okay. Hopefully the builder will start its work on the town arrival. Let's make sure that we give it a little bit of priority here. He still has a lot of roads to build, but I prefer having him work in the town arrival. There he goes. Great. So the town arrival here can give us a lot of information here. So we're in late spring right now. We have 2 homes and 2 families here. So we actually might wanna build an additional home where we see fit. We have 4 citizens, 3 adults and 1 child. None of them are clothed, and only our 2 initial people were educated here. So we can also look at some graphs here. So let's set this to a 5-year view here. Our population is growing steadily. That's good. Yeah, our education is gonna go down here. We took a little bit of a hit in happiness and health here, but hopefully that's gonna keep moving up here. We really need to get some clothing going. Our food, yeah, is only collected by hand. Let's see here, firewood. Yeah, that's also not too great. Let's see, how much fuel do we use per year? 37. So that's actually, that's quite a lot here. Okay. So that means that we might want to keep someone working here at all times. Let's actually do that. It's already early summer. So let's assign 1 laborer there. It's going to be winter before we know it. We still have 1 laborer that can work on the shore house, and we have a builder working on that shore house as we speak. So where do we want to build that additional house here? Let's go to 5x while we think about it. So we do want to have a forester's lodge right here and an herbalist right here. But we also might want to build a home closer to our food production building here. Assuming that we can build it, but I'm thinking we should. Can we collect reeds by hand? Can we find any reeds? I thought they grew on the shoreline, but apparently they don't. Maybe on the other side. Seems as though no. So that's not too great here. But that's okay. So let's finish the shore house before we make a decision on our additional home here. 17 tools, 400 food though. That's encouraging. $42 out of 60. That's also pretty good. 86. That's great. Now let's just keep on collecting foods. Do we need anything in particular? Now we can use some additional food. Food is always good. You can never have too much food. Excuse me. So, almost done with that shore house. And let's see if we have the option to collect reeds here. The Megamod is so large. Let's pause the game here. That some buildings have changed. So let's see here. Yeah, we can still collect reeds. So that is very, very good here. So with that said, let's do that actually. Let's collect some reeds. We only need 20 to complete the hunting blind here. So let's assign the one laborer that we have to collecting reeds here. And as soon as we have 20, we can start work on this hunting blind. Well, actually, we can start right away. So let's go to the production statistics right here. Keep a close eye on that. Start up the game again. And let's try to get a food production building up as soon as possible here. And let's continue with the planning of these roads while the work at the shore house continues. Grab a rope right here. That's going to be 18 right there. 18 right there. Like so. Okay, great. And let's see. You might want to build a home right here. Food is low. Well, we still have 222, so that's not too bad. And let's see. Do we want to build a wooden home here? I'm thinking yes. This is at least somewhat in the range here, the central market. So let's build them a nice home right here. So let's go homes and housing. And for a wooden home right here. Like so. And let's immediately build it. We have another child on the way here. They'll also become a laborer and have their own home. So that's going to be pretty good here. Well, let's pause it for now. Excuse me. We have a lot of work still to finish here. Let's see. Hopefully our shore house will be able to collect 20 reeds in no time. We go right there. So now that we have 160 firewood here, and we only consume 37, that should be able to tide us over for the winter. So let's stop work right there and have you help our other laborers here. 15 reeds, that's excellent. Hopefully that additional labor will be able to clear the plot. We have one obstruction in the way of the hunting blind. And pick up 25 logs and bring it, as well as the 20 reeds as soon as we have it. Yep, there you go. And now that we have 30 reeds, that should do it for now. So let's have you not work there and continue as a laborer while we think about what we want to be building next here. So we do have our Celtic chopper right here. It's working for now. That makes me think that the sawmill is not as necessary, but the herbalist is going to protect the health of our citizens. So let's start work on that as well, as soon as we can here. But we have a wooden house to finish, as well as a hunting blind. Let's see, do you still have inventory? We should have plenty of reeds, and there we go. Hunting blind being constructed. And that hunting blind is really going to produce a lot of food for us. So we don't need to constantly pick up wild foods. Let's pick up. We only have 122. And the hunting blind isn't done yet, so let's collect some more wild foods. And there we go. Hunting blind finished. Excellent, and let's have someone work there right away. Assign one labor, and they'll be producing food for us. And let's also build this wooden house. So the hunter who works at the hunting blind can work close by here. And let's speed up the clock. I'm going to keep it at one labor and one builder for now. The laborer can start preparations on the wooden house, and the builder, if he has nothing to build, he can start working on the roads. So that's going to be great. At least hopefully. Do we have some materials on here? Yeah, some iron ore. We even have some silver ore. That's interesting. And let's see how the production. So let's keep a close eye on this hunting blind right here. Do we have enough materials? 16 logs. Yep, we have that covered. And 8 stone. Hearing a lot of animal noises. That's great. So where does this hunter live? Let's check that real quick. That's... oh, somewhat close by. That's good. At least he's not living all the way here. Let's see, we only need a little bit more stone here, but we have 24, that's good. Do we have some stone right here? Yes, we do. That is great. All the roads are being constructed. We're gathering duck meat right there. Yeah, this is great. This is just great. There we go. Home almost finished. And there we go. So let's slow down the game here. Actually pause it. So yeah, that's great. We have our first food building right here in the hunting blind. So hopefully that's going to allow us not to pick up food constantly. We can have a continuous stream of duck meat coming our way. So that's excellent. And we also did a lot of planning here. So yeah, we've been very productive here, if I may say so myself. But we're out of time for this episode, so we're going to have to pick it up in the next one. So I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next episode too. Thanks.